So I'm curious what you see in this clip. We see both Trump and Elon. There's a whole thing going around with supposedly Trump is succumbing to Elon. And, there's a whole narrative going on. I'm curious if you see anything in the behavior of those two when you see them interacting together.
Okay.
I want to look at cars.
Mr. President, I have an announcement to make that I think very helpful. I want to say, as a function of the great policies of President Trump and his administration, and as an act of faith in America, Tesla is going to double vehicle output in the United States within the next 2 years.
That's
Double.
a big deal. That's good. Thank you. And by the way, he makes one car. This one I don't understand. This one I don't want, but that's okay. Without a steering wheel. It comes out next year, right?
Yes.
Explain that, please.
Yes. Well, the Cybercab starts production in Texas next year, and it's self-driving. We have so much confidence in the self-driving nature of it that it will actually not have a steering wheel. It will not have pedals. It'll either self-drive or not drive at all, but it'll self-drive.
President Trump. And I'm going to pass on that particular.
What do you see when you see these two interacting? Like, what are you picking up on?
They're buddies. And what you're really seeing is Trump being himself. There's nothing that's out of his normal baseline behavior there. And Elon being excited. Like, his whole life was about purpose, helping, and all of that. So in his mind, you may disagree, but in his mind, he's finally got to that point. Like, I've done all of these things, but now I'm actually fixing an entire country. I'm going to be in the history books. I'm going to be like Nikola Tesla, who I named my car company after. And I've got a friend of mine that's extremely conservative, a very conservative guy. And when Biden got elected, he called me and he was looking for survival tips. Like, what do I need to stock up on? What are the medical supplies that I need for long-term survival? There's going to be blackouts. There's going to be nuclear war.
Did you tell him toilet paper?
Yeah.
That's what he needed right before COVID. That he would have been on a gold mine.
I said there's 3 categories of stuff you need: beans, bullets, and Band-Aids, and everything falls into those 3 things. But I essentially said, look, man, your brain is being manipulated to think that this is going to make a gigantic difference in your life. You saving like $300 on a tax return for an entire year might be the only thing that happens, and it's still going to happen whether or not you watch the news. The number one thing that you can do after President Biden's elected is pray for him or wish him the best and hope that he's the best president we've ever had. So no matter what, this news is an artificial program every day to convince you that everything every day is going to make an impact in your life. And it's not. It's not going to matter. If you shut the news off for a month and something major happens, your friends are going to tell you. Your neighbors are going to tell you. You're going to get texts about it. And nothing in your life is going to be really different just because you stopped watching the news. It's the healthiest decision that a lot of people can make right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you never watched it, you didn't know what was going on, you would still live wherever you live, go about your day.
Pay the same taxes.
Yeah.
Do everything.
Anything else that you saw in I guess, Elon's behavior or Trump's?
So I think what we've seen in Elon, and Trump is Trump in this video, but what we've seen in Elon over the last year is him developing a thicker and thicker and thicker skin to criticism and judgment and all of that stuff, which I don't think he had before. I don't think it was that thick before.
Yeah.
And he's gotten used to it.
Just to add to that real quick, I'm reading his biography, and he was very sensitive when he was not in the news and he was not seen as the CEO of Tesla when he first got involved. And he was like, why am I not on there? Right.
And they're like, dude, you just smoked a joint on Joe Rogan, so we're gonna hide you for a little while.
Yeah, I think that was way before then even.
Okay.
Like, he was just sensitive about getting credit and not getting the credit that he think he deserved. And I think there's a bunch of ego behind it. Like, I think he's definitely someone who has a big ego.
Well, I don't think you rise to positions like that without one.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like Washington, D.C. is like a narcissism capital. Like, most people are attracted to politics and stay in politics because of the power, the prestige, how they can manage their perception, and they're getting doted on by all these people all the time. So that's attractive to some people.
It's weird because I would think that politicians are some of the most hated people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't think of a politician where people are cheering and everyone's like, yeah, I love that guy. But
JFK?
I don't know. I think he's getting a lot of hate too.
Really? From who? The CIA?
From just people who are against everything that's going on right now.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about RFK.
RFK. Okay.
Yeah.
JFK, I don't know much about.
Yeah, RFK is getting a lot of heat. It's always what I teach my kids, what I've taught every one of my friends is what I'm seeing online about this person or that person, are they disagreeing because of ideas or identity?
Mm.
And a lot of what we're seeing is an identity argument from both sides.
I think both Trump and Elon really like the spotlight. I think they're making a difference. Definitely. They're making change. But I wonder if this can go south, because both of them are used to being the guy. And when you have both of them in the spotlight, I wonder if there's ever a disagreement where it can turn really sour.
They're both driven by a need for significance. So other people help them to feel significant. But they differ in one need. One of them is intelligence, and one of them is strength and power. So I have 6 human needs that I teach. Here's the chart. So it's significance, acceptance, approval, intelligence, pity, and strength. And so they're going to differ on the intelligence and strength part. So as long as Trump is able to maintain feeling power, and Elon is a mega genius, and they gain significance through those 2 avenues, then they're going to be okay. Historically, when Trump has fired people, it's been because of betrayal. So he sees loyalty as like this number one top thing for him. And he, people talk about him having these narcissistic traits, almost undeniable. And Elon's got a lot less, because he doesn't need to feel that sense of power over people. So there's a great clip of Elon where someone corrects him about this fin stabilizer or
At the rockets?
yeah, something
Yes,
to do with the rockets.
we'll play that as well.
Yeah,
But he's like, oh, I haven't thought about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
very humble. So because he's not about being in charge of the other person. He's not about being over another person. So he doesn't view the world through hierarchy and status every single day, but he does want to be significant in his own right. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is like widely accepted as like the power stance. Do you believe in that? Is that right?
So we call this an inverted pyramid. And it typically, if you start out a meeting like this and everything is nice and confident, and then as the meeting goes on, you're kind of coming down, this is almost a surrender gesture. So most experts would say that. That's not my opinion. That's just what, maybe there's research behind it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the people that I respect in the body language world, Greg Hartley is one of them, talks about this being a surrender gesture. So you're more likely to be in charge of a meeting if you're leaned back and your fingers are more vertical upward.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and you feel the difference.
How does that feel to you?
If you put them down,
Yeah.
it's a very different feeling than if they're kind of up.
Yeah. I think where this could go south is if at any point there's a narrative going around that, oh, thank God we have Elon also doing things because Trump, and then it takes away from the significance of Trump.
It's going to be hard to do.
It's going to be hard to do.
Every media out there is going to be covering Trump 24/7, whether they hate him or they love him. They're going to cover him 24/7, and it's not going to make that much difference in most people's lives.
What do you think Elon's intentions are? Like, even with X, is it truly to bring back free speech, or is it to just move things in a certain direction that benefits him and Tesla?
I think he has good intentions. I think most people, even corrupt politicians probably have good intentions.
In their story, in their mind.
Yeah, in their little hero's journey in their head. But I think when it comes to Elon, I think that he truly maybe is one of the smartest dudes in the world, but he sees himself as somebody who's going to be on like a half-page photo in history books or the history ebooks of the future. Elon is more about legacy and what is the legacy coming behind. So I think that he saw this move to Twitter and this move for free speech as him making a huge statement for legacy. And he's doing something that I think he believes in. But I think it's more about legacy for him. How will I be remembered?
And he does stir things up more than I think oftentimes is necessary, because it gets him an extra page, an extra Wikipedia paragraph.
And I think he just likes pissing people off.
Yeah, and I think he likes the attention of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because nowadays so many people say about Elon Musk, like, oh, he's like, I think to people who are not entrepreneurs, who hate him, they're like, oh, he's the type of guy who lets other people do all the work and then he takes all the credit, and he's actually really dumb. Like, that's the narrative that's now going around. He's actually really, really dumb. And it's just so crazy to me. Like, you can't deny that he's an incredible entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You can't deny it. Why do you think that stuff's going on right now?
I think that there is a campaign against him of just let's do everything we can to diminish the character, credibility, and status of this person as much as you possibly can. And I would think to anyone, I don't think anyone could really believe that. He's obviously a smart guy, and it's a campaign. And there's maybe some bad stuff he's doing, maybe all good stuff. I don't follow the news because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be, me watching it on a screen doesn't put me in control of jack shit.
It doesn't.
So it does nothing for me. And anything that's happening, my neighbors will call, or my dad is very up to date on it.